So this is my biggest secret. Don't move on until you understand something, okay? Sometimes I just feel like I feel stupid, I feel dumb for not understanding certain concepts. So today we're going to be talking about how to study as a slow learner. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Leanne, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're coming back, welcome back to my channel. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the lighting. It's eating, it's giving what it's supposed to give. Anyway, so let's get into it. So number one, the first thing is that when you come to a new topic, you should not skip the parts that you don't understand. Don't move on until you understand something, okay? So this is my biggest secret. Like, so many people when I was in high school, they would wonder like how I would understand something and to a point where I can explain it to many people, in different ways. So the one thing that I learned to do when I didn't understand something, I would read it in my head at first, right? And then I would read it again out loud, and I would try to make sense out of whatever the sentence is, right? And if it doesn't make sense, I would try to give examples of whatever is being said, right? So for example, I think I gave this example in my other video as well. I said if you are studying, let's say, the heart, and let's say you don't understand the flow of blood to and from the heart, right? So you will now try to explain it to yourself that the blood, that the deoxygenated blood cannot mix with the oxygenated blood, so that's why they move on different parts, and that's why there's blood that goes to the heart through the veins and away from the heart through the arteries and things like that. So you explain the things to yourself to make it make sense to you first before you move on, because if you just try to touch here and there and there and there, you're gonna end up not understanding anything, and it's just really gonna be a waste of time and effort and everything, and you're gonna be stressed because you don't understand anything. So don't move over any topic until you've fully grasped it and can explain it to someone else. Okay, so number two is work in small sections. Okay, so instead of memorizing the whole chapter all at once and sitting down and doing that, instead of doing that, take the topic, take the subtopics, and work on each small section, each tiny section every day, right? So like I said again with the heart example, so you're studying about the heart, you have different parts, like you have capillaries, you have blood vessels. Yes, you have blood vessels. These are your arteries, your veins, and your capillaries, and then you learn about that, right? And then you also have now the diagram of the heart. You memorize that, and then you now memorize the terminology. So just work in small sections. Don't try to grab everything at once. You want to learn definitions while in one sitting. You want to learn you want to learn your blood vessels in one sitting. Don't do that. Work in small sections, okay? It'll make things easier and it will help you understand. So I'm gonna just share with you the advantages of you working in small sections, okay? Number one, it makes it easier to digest the information, right? Like I said, you will be able to understand what links to what, right? You'll be able to see that this information links with this and that and that, but you won't be able to do that if you did everything in one sitting, right? So it's like a flow diagram basically. So you start with let's say the basic concepts, you go into fundamentals, so it's all about working in small sections, right? And making sure that you understand and you digest the information as you should, because the whole point is not to finish the chapter. The whole point is to understand as much as you can, to get as much information as you can. Let's talk about time management, because when you are feeling a little bit slow and when you don't really understand certain things, you tend to take more time on them, right? So let's talk about how you can actually manage your time while you are struggling with a certain subject or a topic. So first things first, like I said, give yourself time to understand these topics. Don't rush yourself, and that's why I always say don't wait until the last week of studying or the week of exams before you start studying. Don't do that. Study from day one so that you have enough time to understand everything, okay? So like I said, give yourself enough time to learn a new topic. Repeat it as much as you can until you've grasped it and until you can explain it to another person so many times in so many different ways, okay? I want you to dedicate 1 to 3 days of learning the topic. So we're actually going to use use spaced repetition for this one. So instead of saying today I learn about blood vessels and tomorrow I learn about let's say the structure of the heart, and then the next day I learn about terminology, instead of doing it like that, blood vessels, right? And then I'm gonna take a break tomorrow, and then the next day after that I'm gonna learn something else, take a break, and then learn something else, and then you shuffle it up, right? Because the whole thing is for you to be able to understand and grab the concepts, right? Also, this other thing that some people think that it's not that important, right? But also it depends on the type of student that you are. But I do recommend that you take breaks, right? We all know this. Take a break from studying. As you are studying, as you're going, you don't want to just stuff your brain. Imagine if you were just eating and eating and eating and eating every single second. You're not giving yourself a break. You're not digesting the food. You're just eating and eating. You're going to be constipated, to be honest. So don't do that. Don't do that. Give yourself breaks in between, okay? And I'm not talking, like, I remember in my previous video I talked about, if the Pomodoro method doesn't work for you, just do a task until it's finished, which might take like 2 hours or 3 hours to complete, and then take a break. Don't overwhelm yourself with so many things at the same time. It's gonna just fog your brain and you won't get anything out of that study session, okay? But anyway, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Oh, and by the way, let's make it loud in the comments. Like, I want to know what you guys want me to make videos of, or if you want me to test study strategies, or if you want routines and all of that. Also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, yes, and Pinterest. I'm actually on Pinterest as well. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.